This presentation is on working in SEND settings and expectations. SEND settings. SEND settings are typically split into two subdivisions, SEN and PRUs. PRUs are often called PRUs or pupil referral units, and SEN is usually referring to special schools. These two schools focus on supporting children and young people with complex needs and more challenging behaviours. Like mainstream settings, every school will have its own ethos and approach to supporting students, but these settings can specialise in supporting more vulnerable pupils. Academic appointments are proud to support a range of alternative provisions across Yorkshire and have forged strong relationships with a variety of settings. For example, we are one of the main providers to the Leeds Silks, Special Inclusive Learning Centres, and to the Wakefield PRUs, working exclusively with the Springfield Centre, which is a key stage for PRU. Special Educational Needs and Development, or SEND. Work in SEND is usually within a specialist provision, and you would provide one-to-one support or work in small groups with pupils. This could be with primary or secondary pupils. Some schools have a mixture of needs, for example, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, learning difficulties, ranging from very complex needs and medical plans right up to children that may be sitting their A-levels and GCSEs, while some focus on particular needs. For example, we work with autism units where all the pupils attending are on the spectrum. Occasionally, work could be within a mainstream school, as there may be pupils that are more complex needs but do not wish to go to a special school or do not need to go to a special school but need the additional support. Roles in an SEN school include SEN teaching assistants, that could be in a special school or in a mainstream school. Learning support assistant, once again that could be in a special school or a mainstream school. Educational support worker, more for pupils that are not as academic, and complex care assistant, that would probably involve feeding, moving and handling, or personal care. Could I work in a special school? Am I qualified? A formal teaching assistant or specialised qualification isn't always necessary in an SEN school, as other experiences can qualify you to support these pupils. Individuals with the following background are also considered for SEN-based roles, such as working in the care sector. This could even be with elderly care, going right up to children with personal care. Personal SEND experience, so usually within the family. Health and social care, maybe something you've done through schools and done a bit of voluntary experience. Nursing with mental health nursing or with children's nurse, and social work, working with looked after children, for example. Pupil referral units, or PRUs. Pupil referral units are where children who have been excluded from mainstream schools attend. The focus is more on behaviour rather than a need, although these are not mutually exclusive. Some pupils attending may have a diagnosis. More often than not, the children attending a PRU may have diagnosed or undiagnosed autism, which causes them to behave in the way that they do. Classes in PRUs are much smaller. There is a lot of emphasis on one-to-one work with the pupils. The aim of any student attending a PRU is that they will eventually transition back into mainstream education. However, some PRUs are classed as a permanent solution for children with behavioural issues. These children could go on to doing BTECs, GCSEs, or NVQ qualifications at the PRU to better them into going into colleges. The roles in a PRU include behaviour support worker, learning mentor, educational support worker, and inclusion worker. How can my sports, arts, music background benefit me in a PRU? PRUs are keen to work with individuals with alternative backgrounds. These are a range of skills and roles that are transferable that schools are keen to utilise. Many PRUs prefer a more open, holistic approach that allows children to engage with their task and healthily work through any issues without confines of traditional classrooms. Anyone with experience in the following could be ideal in a PRU, so having a sports background. Children often engage with people if they've got something in common, such as sports like football, rugby, anything like that. Music, attending gigs, setting up their own band, learning to play an instrument. Arts, not just traditional, working with street arts maybe, doing makeup artistry. Youth work, having the experience of already working with vulnerable children or children that maybe come to the youth club as a break from home life. Military or police, having the authority background and being able to use that in the school. And mentoring, once again, having that open approach. Team Teach. Team Teach is a qualification that some of our schools require as part of their behaviour policy. The certification promotes de-escalation strategies to reduce risk for any need for restraint within the classroom. It increases staff's confidence and competence while promoting and protecting positive relationships. It is a 2-day course that results in a 2-year accreditation, which allows candidates to safely restrain a child as a last resort. Team Teach that is 95% about de-escalation and only 5% about the actual holding of a child. I am myself, I'm a tutor, and we run the courses 4 times a year, and the course is subsidised through ourselves. If you do have any questions, myself, Olivia or Kerry on the SEND team or Lucy on the candidate team will be able to help. Our number is 0113 390 1000.